What's going on, my humble family? How's everybody, man? Pray you all are well, blessed, and safe, taking care of yourselves, spreading and putting love and positivity in the air. It's another day, another grind, man. So I hope you guys are getting to it. The sun is shining. Hope you guys out here shining, smiling, doing what need to do. We're actually wrapping up on the 2022, man. So as we're wrapping up on it, man, I hope you guys are reflecting on how much you accomplished this year, where you came from this year, how far you done came, everything like that, man. Make sure it's very important to reflect off of this. But I know I've been gone for a while. I haven't made a video in some time. It's been about a month now. And I wanted to make a video, but I just didn't know what I wanted to make a video about or anything. But I did do a lot of time reflecting on how far I have came since the beginning of this year up until now. And I must say I'm very, very proud of myself. During this stage, this isolation stage that I have been in since the beginning of this year, I've been going to the gym like crazy. I lost a good amount of weight. I've been praying more, been fasting more, getting more in tune with my spiritual side, and just finding and trying to become the best version of myself. So I've been doing that since, like I said, the beginning of this year. It's been going good, but like I said in the beginning, I was put in isolation mode. Now, I knew I was being put in isolation mode at the beginning of the year. What I mean by that is I wasn't communicating with people like I have been in the prior years. I didn't have a job. So it was a lot of stressful days as well. It was a lot of stress-related days and everything in that nature. But I continued to keep working on myself. And like I said, I knew I was in isolation, but at the time I didn't realize why I was being put in isolation. And it took till now me just reflecting on it to figure out why God put me in isolation to begin with. And we all know, anytime you're really being put on isolation, God is trying to tell you to use that time to get more in tune with Him. Reading your Bible, doing righteous works, everything in that nature. And when He's calling you to do that, you have to be all the way in with it. You have to be all the way in. And that's where I was messing up at. He put me in isolation for 9 months. That's actually... I'm going to backtrack a little bit. That's actually what I've been praying for. So the last 2 years, I have been praying to, I wanted to get out of my job, and I wanted to go on my own and start up my own business. But I always felt like my time was occupied by that job, and I was always getting tired and this and that. So that was 2 years ago when I was praying for that, and I kept praying and praying and praying. But I was, still, nothing was happening right then and there. Now, fast forward 2 years later, I was able to quit my job. I was able to go away to a whole nother state to make a different career path. And then when I came back home, I got a job, and that job didn't work out. So ever since then, I haven't been working a job, and that was last October, right? So God, that's when I felt like God started to put me in that isolation, because for the last for the months where I wasn't working at that job anymore, I was still trying to look for other work, but things wasn't happening. Things wasn't just working and everything like that. So I was like, okay, this is a perfect time for me to try to start my business and everything. So that's what I was doing. But little did I know that even though I was still praying and reading my Bible, I felt like God was pulling me closer to, get a lot more closer with Him. And like I said, I was still doing, even though I was working on myself, I was still doing ways of this world, man. I was still smoking. I was smoking every day. It was to the point where I was smoking all day, every day, man. Like I said, I didn't have a job. I didn't have much to do. So I would go to the gym, come home, smoke, and just smoke throughout the whole day, man. And, that's not what God intends for us. It's not what God intends for us. And He was calling me, man. He was calling me for 9 months as He put me in that isolation mode and I kind of missed my opportunity. I missed my opportunity by still performing, by still, watching this crazy thing we call porn, and still smoking weed and everything like that. So what I'm trying to say is, man, when God is calling you, and he putting you in that isolation mode, make sure that you listen to him, and make sure that you're going all the way in with it. Don't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, because that's what I was doing. Even though I was still working on these things, praying, fasting, I was still smoking weed, I was still fighting with lust heavy. And it was sometimes it was like it wasn't even a fight. Like, it was like, am I even fighting anymore, or am I just giving it to this sin willingly? So that's why I feel like a lot of things didn't happen. I didn't prioritize on my time, of the time I was in isolation, like I should have. And it's okay. That's okay, because I realize it now. I reflected on it, and I realized it, and I asked God for forgiveness for it, and I forgave myself for it. Because by me not missing out on that opportunity and stuff, it caused me to have to get another job. And even though that's not the route I wanted to take, I wanted to, start my own business and everything. I understand that it's my fault, because I didn't put in the time. I didn't put in the work that God wanted me to do while I didn't have a job, while I had all that free time. So now that, I am blessed to have found a job now. Now that I am blessed to have found a job now, I know I have to work 10 times harder for that blessing that God is trying to present me with. And that's okay. That's okay, because like I said, I realized I messed up. I realized that I, slacked up a little bit on my opportunities, but that's okay, man, because I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And man, when God is calling you for a blessing, man, just make sure that you're aware of it. Like I said, I prayed for that 2 years ago, and 2 years went past, and I kind of forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? When the opportunity had actually hit me, I didn't realize that what I had prayed for 2 years ago was actually coming true. So that's what I'm saying, man. I don't care how long it's been since you made that prayer. When you make a big prayer like that, and you waiting for God to make a big change in your life like that, make sure that you're always aware of it, because it can hit you just like that, and it's easy to miss, man. It's easy to miss, especially when you got these things going on in the world that's distracting you. Smoking weed all day, being high all day, every day. The sights, lust. It's so easy to miss that blessing that God has given you by, the ways of this world and everything. So I just want you guys to, to make sure you guys are paying attention, man, when you're praying for stuff. Make sure you're paying attention when you're praying. Always be aware. Make sure you're doing your righteous work. Make sure you're following God, and make sure that you're not 1 foot in and 1 foot out. The word even says you can't serve two masters, even though he's talking about money in that verse too. But a lot of people go for that too. A lot of people would choose money over God in a heartbeat. They'll do anything for money, but they won't do those same things for God. And I'm not bashing anybody, going against anybody, because I've been a victim of it myself. But the important thing is that we're aware of it, and we're willing to make this change. We're asking God to find favor in us to make this change. So that's where I've been at, man. That's where my head's been at, just reflecting off of these 9 months, and just noticing, what I missed out on, and what I have to do now. Because I'm okay. And I also wanted to say too, man, I'm okay with it now. Even though I had to pick up another job, and that wasn't the route I wanted to go, I'm okay with it, because now I feel more inspired. You know what I'm saying? Not having a job for them 9 months was killing me. And I'm gonna tell y'all a story too. Never question God's ability to provide for you. Never question God's ability to provide for you, because he provided for me and my family for 9 months. I mean, 9 months we had no income coming in. I mean, yes, I was doing a little side work, but it was paying little to nothing. No lie. Now we got rent, we got 2 kids, bread, the breadwinner. I was bringing in the bread, and I didn't have a job for 9 months. So I wasn't able to provide. But guess who was? God, the Most High, Christ himself. He was able to provide for me and my family for 9 months. And he's able to provide everything, but I'm just saying, I was too blind to notice that. But as I didn't have a job and no income, I noticed, I still don't know how he did it to this day, man, but God will make it work. God will make it work. We were still paying, bills were being paid. Even if they were late, they were being paid. We still have a roof over our head. We still, had food to eat, and that just awakened me so much to know that God is always there for you, even if you are doing wrong. If you have Christ in your heart, he will look out for you always, man. So guys, that's just speaking to myself too, man. Let's just continue to take Christ seriously, man. Let's continue to walk this righteous path that he has set for us, because it's very, very important. And if we stay humble in his words, he gives grace to the humble. So let's never forget, who we're doing this for, man. All right. And like I said, man, if God is calling you, if he's putting you in isolation, reflect off of what you had prayed for, and see if that prayer is coming true by him putting you into that isolation. All right. That's, like I said, that's all I had. I hope you guys are doing well. I love you guys, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you made it to the end. I know this is a long video. Who wants to watch 12 minutes, right? But nah, I love y'all, man. I'm gonna make some videos more and more, man. So bear with me though, because like I said, I got a job now, so that job occupies a lot of my time. But if I feel like y'all really banging with my videos and stuff like that, man, I keep dropping them. So I love y'all. See y'all guys next video.